Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fulton Street Beats. It's good to have you here again. In this box, I'm hoping that I have something that you guys want to see. Now, if you guys are familiar with the unboxing that really set this channel on fire, the tribute EVH style guitar that was the Frankenstrat, the Frankenstein Frankenstrat. We unboxed a tribute guitar to that from China, unbranded, unserial numbered, and it really set this channel on fire. And I want to thank you guys out there for making that video so popular. I think it's going on, well, I think it's over 250,000 views now. So thank you for that. But it's been a while, and I promised you guys that we would try that seller again. So we've done that. We've done that. Now, in this sarcophagus, we have yet another tribute guitar. Not an actual EVH, so let's make that perfectly clear. And in no way associated with EVH or Fender brands at all. However, it is a tribute guitar. It is from China, and it was legally purchased through a legitimate platform on AliExpress from a seller slash builder with a legitimate business license. And I always like to make that clear so there's no confusion regarding us wishy-washy Americans and what we have our mindsets and what we automatically assume in our head. A lot of you know who I'm talking about. Okay, so this is kind of a tribute to the Frankenstein guitar that should be anyhow, that Eddie Van Halen, Edward had himself. But you know how EVH did their spin-off? They did their spin-off of their red, their white, and their black one, and they retail right around $1,500. Well, out of China, you can get guitars that are, well, let's just say at a glance, look like other guitars for a fraction of the price. And that's what we did here. Now, I'm going to show you guys something. This is the original one that I got from the seller, but it's been changed and modified heavily with authentic Fender and Squier parts. Modified heavily, and I mean heavily. We've done a lot to this. We have changed the bridge. It does have an EVH detuna on it. I've changed the corner. The quarter. It does have the correct pickup cover on the non-functional neck pickup. It does have a very nice relic'd body. EVH did not like me showing this guitar online. It really did piss them off. They claimed that you can't have stripes on a guitar, and I argued the point because the stripes are totally different. They're just different from the actual EVH, so I don't think you can just own stripes. As a matter of fact, I know you can't because I checked. But anyhow, here is the back of the guitar. Reflectors on it. They're not, of course, not authentic to the original, but I did my best to make this guitar look really cool. I put the duct tape on. It has the blue paint around it. I did a lot more relicing on this guitar and changed it in many ways, including adding this beautiful Squier neck with a skunk stripe, very thin C, and we put on a Squier neck plate. And it's got Squier tuners, no locking nut, as you can see. That's because the bridge is decked, and it pretty much functions like a normal Strat when the bridge is flat to the body. It always returns to position, and it really does hold tune very well. Very cool. I'm glad I don't have a locking nut on this, to tell you the truth. It makes tuning a breeze, and the functionality just it got a lot better when I did that. Not that I have anything about floating bridges, but this one's not floating. It is decked right to the bottom. String tension is tight, and it always returns. So legit Floyd Bros. It is a Floyd Bros special. It has been hot rodded and upgraded with some stainless components on it. Like I said, EVH detuna. I did have an EVH pot in this. I took it out because honestly it was crap. So I actually went back to Chinese wiring, and it does have a EMG, Chinese EMG pickup in it that is non-microphonic, and it sounds great in this guitar. action's nice. It plays nice. It's a beautiful guitar. And now it fits me a little better. So a lot of you ask, well, what was wrong with the neck to begin with? Well, nothing. It was just a baseball bat, a fat neck. I don't like it. I didn't like it. So that's why I put an authentic square neck on it. That's right. So we're going to say authentic with an authentic serial number on the headstock. So this is all intents and purposes, this is a parts caster now. And that's probably what we'll do with this guitar too, turn it into a parts caster. I didn't really enjoy playing this guitar before. Now I enjoy it. This does have like a quarter sawn neck on it also. So very, very cool. So we're going to unbox this one. And by the way, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And remember that the merch store is open. That's right. We got the Fulton Street Beats, cool t-shirts, mugs, you name it. It's in the merch store. I don't set the prices. The merch store does. At least I don't think I can set the prices. It is what it is. But if you go in there, they got this couple designs in there you can choose from. This one happens to be the Fulton Street Beats logo, and it's busting through like a guitar amplifier YouTube logo. And I think it's pretty cool. Designed by a really cool, partially designed by a pretty cool subscriber of mine, and then I added little details to it myself, and it's nice. I like it a lot. So if you head down to the bottom, scroll over to the right, it'll say story. Click on that, it'll bring you right to it. And if you go into the store, you'll actually see more than what YouTube shows you if you go right into the store. Some of the stuff YouTube doesn't approve. I don't know why, but it's in there. So anyhow, let's get to this. Now that we've done all the basics, let's get to this. Let's unbox this guitar. Now, let's see. How do I want to do this? Let's do it like this. Get my notes out of the way here. Let me find my, there we go. Once you're used to unboxing these guitars, can I tell you, it becomes easier and easier. Usually there's a mess, but I'm getting good at this now, so I know right where that, as long as you follow that line and cut in deep enough, you don't have that mess. I like to do that, so. Boom, over there, see that? Now I suggest when you open these guys, stop showing off with your knives. Use a razor blade, it's much quicker, much cleaner, much faster, and as you can see, we don't got garbage all over. Okay, so yes, this looks to be proper. And in here, what are we going to have? We're going to have our usual goodies in here. Now, if you guys remember the unboxing of the other one, it come with the strap and all that stuff, and the eye hooks for the strip, for everything. It came with these eye hooks. It came with a strap that was pretty decent. I do have an EVH strap over here. Over there, actually. So we may put that on this guitar. Let's pull this out here and see exactly what we got. And I'm going to get ready for something, because we're not going to have haters going to hate today. We're not going to do that, because I want to see something here. Before we do, we always want to get ready. We're not even going to look at it. We're not even going to make a question today, because the point is what the guitar is, not a fight about branding. So what I'm going to do, just in case there is a brand on this, just in case, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. However, let's do something. Let's do something that Eddie did to his guitar. If I can get it kind of situated and located. There we are. Okay. There we are. We'll do that. How's that? Yeah. Yeah. You never know what's going to be there now, right? So let's do this, and woo! Right away you can smell the finish on this. This is a nitro finish, and I'm gonna dispel some myths about some guitars here in a second. The finishes that come on them, because a lot of people get confused. So here we are. Here is the guitar itself. Looks like a light relic job. Yes, no stripes, as you can see. Nice looking, scuffed up nitro, definitely nitro, relic job. And what they have done, as you can see with the wood here, when they do that, it fills in that green. It's very smooth finish, but yet relic'd, scuffed up, almost like with a Scotch-Brite look. It's not shielded like the other one came. It does have all the screws in it. Pickup is covered. We have, of course, the switch is not relic'd. It's actually a decent switch they put in here, and we don't have the cover, of course, over this pickup. And this is definitely not hooked up top as the original ones come. We do have the adjustment at the base of the neck here, and we do have jumbo frets, which is very nice, and actually they're pretty clean and smooth. What do you think? Pretty cool looking initially, right? Thicker neck. Again, it's just a C. This is just a standard C. It's not modified like you would see on the original. They're saying it is a basswood body. Of course, it's the cheap way to go anyhow, as the original one would be a basswood body. So we got the dummy switch. 5-way dummy switch does not work. Top pickup will not work as the original. The Floyd Rose style bridge they put in here, if you want to call it a Floyd Rose style bridge that they put in here, is the Floyd Rose 2. I've said this before. I believe that a lot of these of the Floyd Rose 2s are legit base plate Floyd Rose 2 base plates that they have had laying around for a long time. I have an original Floyd Rose 2 also, and it's virtually identical, with exception of the markings on the block. So that's what they look like to me. I could very well be wrong. My mistake with the other one was taking the bridge out and putting the Floyd Rose Special in it, because the other bridge actually held tune a lot better when I wanted to use it as floating. Now this bridge right here itself is actually floating, so there is adjustment for this to lower the action even more, although the action appears to be pretty decent. Appears to be pretty decent. Pickups in at an angle like it should be. The neck doesn't feel bad though. We do have a string bar up top, unlabeled tuners, no serial number, no nothing like that, but I think they did a really good job. Now this guitar comes in at $316.23 if you order this. A lot of people want these guitars as a tribute, just to hang on their wall, as a tribute to Van Halen or even Eddie Van Halen, just to hang on their walls and not play them at all. Very acceptable for that, for sure. How does it play? I don't know yet. We're going to see. So, pretty close to in tune. It's out a little bit, but it's shipped kind of close to in tune. I like to see that with a Floyd style bridge, that at least they gave it kind of a setup. Nothing buzzing out so far. No, we're good. I think they gave it frets, by the way. Frets are done very, very well. Now, I want to be clear, a lot of you guys see this wide angle lens and you say this is wrong or this is off or the action's high or what. Guys, this is a wide angle lens. It will distort a lot of things. The action on this, if I have to guess, on this particular guitar right now is probably about 1.25. If I had to guess, I don't have my gauge right handy right now, but I'm gonna guess about 1.25 at the 12th. Probably close to that on the high side also. So the action, you probably can't see it, but the action is fine. You can tell if that neck is a bit thicker than a lot of people would want. It does not have the pass-through nut that you'd see on an original with the Allen heads that would screw in through the back. It does not have that. I wish it did, but it does not. I do like the truss rod adjustment at the heel, though. I do like that. Very cool. And then, of course, we got this pickup cover. Everybody asked me where I got this pickup cover. I got it on eBay. I don't think they're available anymore, but that's where I got it. And you got to make sure that you have the right one, because when you order guitars from China, your pickup pole spacings can be all over the place. They can be different. There's different ones, so you want to make sure to measure them. And sometimes you might have to, because remember, it's a dummy pickup, so you might just have to put another pickup in it, even if it doesn't work, to accommodate that cover. In this case, I didn't have to, but I'm looking at it right now, and I am guessing that the spacing is a little bit different on this one versus this one. As you can see, this one's all relative. Very cool. Very cool guitar, having them right next to each other. Now, you guys can see, basically it's the exact same body. Yeah, that is definitely the exact same body. And you flip them over to the back. Yeah, they are the same. There's no differences. Thicknesses are the same. This one came set up pretty well. I was very happy with the guitar, the way it came. I did have to change the locking nut on it. That neck is still over here. That's actually on the Squire guitar that I stole the neck off of. So that's on that Squire back there. I think this is a pretty cool guitar. So let's get a pickup value of this thing. I don't expect it to be a super hot pickup in this. 7.12. 7.12 ohms. So just kind of middle of the road. Is it microphonic? I don't know. We're going to check that out, though. I want to write that down. 7.12, so I can tell you that later on. So $316. Is it worth $316? I don't know. Are you an Eddie Van Halen fan? If you're an Eddie Van Halen fan, yeah, sure. I mean, it's a nice cut body. It's obviously CNC routed. It's not all rough cut like the other one was. A little, it's a little more precise in the routing and in the cut. Pull that plastic off there. Just to show you what I'm talking about with these trem bars, by the way. You screw on this trem bar, you'll notice how tall it is. And I like my bars. You see how tall that is? I like my bars down about here. But that's just a quick fix in the vise. Very easy to fix on these, but nonetheless, still needs to be done. Very cool guitar. Let's get over and play it, tune it up, and see how it's going to sound, and see if I can find any issues with it. I think it's pretty cool. I guess we could, if you want to see what kind of pot's in it, I guess we could do that. We could get in there. I know it's going to have a small pot like the other one did. But why not check it out? We're right here. The good thing about having a relic guitar is not having to be so careful every time you do something. Yeah, so we just got one CF pot direct wired to the pickup. That's it, man. That's one of the secrets to his tone. That and using a ES335 Gibson pickup is what Eddie's had. Of course, this is something Eddie never had in a black version, but routing is nice. Shielding this guitar really isn't going to do anything because everything's open cavity and open spaced. So although it's a cool concept, it really doesn't help. But so hopefully it's just a decent pickup that doesn't have a lot of microphonics. If it is, we'll swap it out for the price of the guitar for, what, $316 or whatever it was. For that price, we could swap it out. I got plenty of pickups in the other room. I even have a Gibson pickup around here someplace from a 335. Maybe we'll just throw that thing in and be done with it. As far as the pot goes, I'm not changing it. I'm not going to change the pot because I find that I go overboard on things, and it's a one-hit wonder guitar, right? It does one thing. It's got a volume, and that's all I need. If it fades out decently, we're good. We're good. So let's get over and play this thing. What do you guys think for $316.23? I will leave links to the business, the legal business that sells these on AliExpress. Keep in mind, I am not affiliated whatsoever. Let me repeat that. I am not affiliated whatsoever. The links are left for transparency and media purposes, so you guys know exactly what's going on and where things come from and what competition is out there to compare to other brands. That is my goal, is to bring that stuff to you and to look into the quality and see what exactly is coming from China as well as other countries, to see if we have to step up our game here in the U.S. And I believe that is the case on a lot of guitars. Is this one of them? I don't know. We'll see. Let's get over and play it, and then we'll have some final thoughts. Okay, so what do I think about this guitar? Better than I thought it was going to be. It's honestly better than I thought it was going to be. It didn't come out of tune. It was an out-of-the-box play. I haven't spent a lot of time with it. I didn't spend a lot of time on the video. I wanted to make this as realistic as possible. So I simply tuned it up, which required me just tuning the fine tuners. Just turning a little bit. It wasn't that far out. It stayed in tune. I got dived on it a couple times. Come back to tune. It is floating. It's a floating bridge. You see how tall that bar is, though. You know, that's not me. It's not bad, but, you know, I like them lower. But the fit and finish of the guitars are actually really quite nice. The more I look at it, the more I like it. See the frets? Very well done. Locking nut's working so far. Tuners, well, it's got a locking nut. So as far as tuners go, I guess they're going to do what they need to do. I didn't have any crazy sounds or grounding issues, which was good. It's a pretty simple setup. One pickup running to one volume, which is, well, your volume and your tone. Now, I didn't show it, but I did roll it off a few times, and it does work. So, pot's fine. Pickup's fine. Pickup sounds great. It's not microphonic either. I talked into it through my amp, turned it up, and I got nothing. So, pretty cool. I like the relic job. It's a good-looking guitar for sure. And when I was playing it, I really didn't even mind a little bit thicker of a neck. I didn't think about it because, well, it sounded good. So the sound totally took me out of worrying, that realm of worrying about the neck thickness. So it was a comfortable guitar. So a lot of it is psychosomatic, I guess, when it comes to necks. But yeah, it worked out nice. Jumbo frets, let's not forget that. And what's really nice touch is the truss rod is at the base of the neck. And I really, really like that. CNC routing is extremely good on this guitar. Extremely good all over the place. Of course, we have the dummy pickup. Probably a functional pickup, but it's not functioning, if that makes sense. The switch that they used is actually pretty nice. And, of course, not hooked up. Now, a lot of people hook these up, but not me. We're going to leave it just like this. I'm not changing the pickup because there's no need to. It does sound good. Output's good enough for what I need using it through my signal chain. And what was our signal chain on that recording? Well, we plugged it directly into my Marshall Code 50 amp. And guys, quick plug for that amp. I'm not affiliated, but it's probably one of the best amps I've had here because it's so versatile and does so much. And God, is it ever loud when you need it to be. Crazy. And you can get any tone you want. Now, I could have turned this to Eddie Van Halen tone just by hitting the button, but I didn't want to do that because I'm kind of tricking you in my signal chain because I can do that with any guitar I have here. So I just ran a dirty blues tone with not too much gain to see if we had any bad distortions or when we could be a little bit articulate with the playing. Now, I'll tell you the strings on this weren't bad either. As a matter of fact, if I grabbed this guitar and somebody handed it to me and they said, play the guitar, I would think that it had a professional setup. I would think that it had good strings on it and was ready to go because that's what it felt like when I was playing it. So that's a good thing. Now, this is the same seller that I got this one from. This is the exact same seller. Of course, this one's been modified, like I said. Same seller. So I've had two good in a row from that seller. What does that mean? Well, I don't know. Is it the luck of the draw? I don't know, but they were both good. And to me, when I buy this style guitar, these types of guitars right here, especially the EVH looking guitars, and when I say EVH, I don't mean the brand EVH, I mean Eddie Van Halen. Memorabilia. I'm really wasn't looking for the best. I'm looking for something to really, honestly, hang on the wall that looks cool, but might want to play it a little bit. Might play this guitar a little bit more than most because, well, it does play really well and it does sound good. And I just want to be honest and truthful with you guys about this stuff. If you're going into this expecting a $1,500 guitar like the EVH is that they make, no, it's not. This is a $316, whatever it was, dollar guitar. Is it worth the $316? In my eyes, yes. Even if I had to upgrade the electronics and the pickup, Yes, even if I had to upgrade the tremolo, yes, lock it, whatever. You could upgrade every component on this and still come in far, far less and still get that good vibe. But the best part about this one is I didn't have to do any of that. This has got the vibe already. I think the one thing, if I do anything to this guitar that I may do, and I'm honestly not a fan of them, it's just for the looks, is put a detune on it. It's a few minutes of work, and it'll look cool. So, what's that Chibson logo doing on there? Well, we don't want to confuse it, right? We don't want to piss off the guitar gods. So this is my little way of saying, hey, look, it's Chibson. And remember, Eddie Van Halen, he had Gibson on his Frankenstein for a long time, till it actually started wearing off, but still remnants of it there to this day, I believe. So anyhow, ours is Chibson on there. So we have no branding on this guitar, which is also very cool. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll be talking to you soon. Remember, it's rock and roll that makes the world do that spinny thing, and please hit like, share, and subscribe on your way out, and I will be back soon. A little more on this guitar, and also more from Kathy Zong. That's right, we got some cool-ass guitars coming from Kathy. So stay tuned.